what about the strategy to use crime? I mean, at one point, did you see that video where they were just chanting crime? I think both Kathy Hochul. It certainly worked here in Rockland, the third safest county in New York. I've been saying that with everybody I've talked to. What are your thoughts?
Same thing. It worked here in Westchester. I'm in northern Westchester. You know, it's that fear of the other. It taps into a visceral thing. And you got to understand, I'm 50, right? So I'm the voting age demographic that my parents and grandparents, the generation of before the generation that's here voting now, their parents fled the city, right? Many of them were like Italian and Irish immigrants and cops and firemen, and they were all getting out of the cities when the cities were abandoned in the 60s and 70s, right? So their parents came with this sort of kitchen table, you know, basically racism, you know, a xenophobia. That doesn't refer to cultures, but you know what I mean? That same sort of like, hey, we moved up here to be safe because I don't want my kid getting stabbed in Brooklyn, you know?
White flight, they called it. You just perfectly articulated what happened. And you just talked about my neighborhood, certainly Clarkstown, New York. It is Irish, Italian, firefighter, police officer, and everything that comes along with it. Am I generalizing? Yeah, but I'm not far off.
No, that's it. I grew up playing lacrosse against you guys in Clarks. And it's the same thing on this side of the river. You know, that's what northern Westchester is. We're not Scarsdale. This isn't the dentist and stuff like they're up here, but it's that, you know, it's that sort of culture, and that's okay, but you have to address those fears, right? Because we haven't assuaged those fears. Right. People are getting their information sitting around the kitchen table. You know, Jimmy's telling you a story how his car got broken into when he was in Midtown last week, you know, and then Tony says it on the job tomorgo, and then you
go into New York City, they're pushing people on the subway.
Right. Exactly.
In front of the train. I mean, it's
exactly. Listen, I won't keep you, but like I was at my 30th high school reunion a couple years ago in Yorktown. You know what I mean? And I lived in the city full time until the pandemic, and we're up here, and I was with somebody, and they're like, "How do you live in the city? Like, you know, I don't even go in there. Like, are you scared?" I'm like, I live at 93rd and 5th. Like, I'm more scared walking out to my car in Yorktown than I am in the city.